to you are losses like these for your team, and how do you grow from experiences like this as a group?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's important. I'm sure a lot of in the history of the league, a lot of successful teams went the whole season without getting beat by 40. So I wouldn't say it's important, but I think it's always a lesson in moments like this and games like this where you just got to respect the game. You got to come out and not ease into games, especially on the road against a team that's been playing well. They're a really good defensive team. They shoot a lot of threes, and when they're making threes, they can be a handful. And I thought, we didn't make them uncomfortable. They, saw the ball go in early, made a lot of threes. And I think our offense kind of hurt our defense. We didn't execute well. We didn't play side to side and make them have to work, so they had even more energy on the offensive end. Their pace was faster because they were, getting it off the rim and pushing it instead of having to take the ball out. So I think you look at these experiences and, it kind of takes you back a few steps to where you got, all right, watch the film, you got to acknowledge some things and, just try to get better from it. I don't think it's something where you look at it like it's the end of the world. It's part of it, it's part of our process and our growth as a team, and that's how we got to look at it.
I think you guys missed 9 of 10 to start. They made 8 of 9. Is that a hard? And I realize some shots can lead to transition, but is that a hard thing to break out of sometimes when it is a one miss, but it's a make, and now all of a sudden it's 6-0, 8-2, 10? You know what I mean? Is it hard to?
I mean, yeah, it's a hard league, but I think in that situation, like you're saying, at one point it was 20-2, I think. But we know that it's a long game. We know that you're going to have opportunities because of the pace that they play at. They shoot a lot of threes. You're going to have opportunities to get back in. And I think at the end of the quarter, I think we cut it to like 10. We found our way back into the game. But when you come out of that type of hole and you're still down 10, it's like everything becomes even more important. So you got to start the second quarter much better, and you got to get right back into the game instead of letting them continue to feel good. And we cut it to 10, and then they jumped back out on us and built the lead back up, and it's not often that you see teams keep coming back from being down 20 in the same game. So we didn't take advantage of that opportunity in that moment, and, it became an uphill battle. They was feeling good. The crowd was into the game, and it just got away from us.
You mentioned not having that side-to-side kind of movement on offense. What do you feel like kept you guys from that?
I thought we just didn't execute, We felt like we were disrupted by not having Giannis out there. I think his, how he pulls the defense and, the attention that he gets from teams, it kind of just creates an advantage for a lot of the things that we've done. And him not being out there, I think we just didn't execute well around that. And, it's not that we couldn't or that was the reason why. It's just we just didn't have that side-to-side movement. And when he's not on the floor, it becomes even more important. For us to do those things to make the defense guard the first action, then the second action, and sometimes a third. So you wear them down and you move them around a little bit, and we just didn't do that well enough. I think we seen them make shots, and there was times where I was just like, I'm getting in the lane. You know what I'm saying? Like I can get in the lane, but probably leaned on my ability and me knowing that a few times, or maybe too many times, and that took away from side-to-side movement. And then we had the next first pass. It was like that person was doing the same thing, so we just didn't have good ball movement, and it kind of just made it worse.
I think they had 22 or 25 fast break points in the first half. Transition defense kind of been a problem for you guys this year. Just what are you seeing in maybe not correcting that or it being a continuing issue?
I just think we. When our offense struggles, I think that's usually when it looks the worst. When we don't execute and we don't get quality shots, it just makes it worse because we don't have floor balance. Guys don't know. Usually when you have good offense, you can see where the shot is going to come from. You can see where the ball is going to go, and you can see how it's going to happen and what shot should be taken. And when you don't have that, it's more unpredictable. Or there's times where I might be cutting through and then shot go up and I'm literally on the baseline and I got to sprint back, and I'm usually the person that's going to take the first or second pass, in transition. So I think we had a lot of that, and I think we've had that over the course of the season in transition, where we just, we have moments of randomness where we don't execute well, and I think sometimes it gets covered up by how talented we are, and we still scoring points, but I think that's probably been a big part of it is how we play offense sometimes.
What did you think of Jay in his debut back?
I thought he looked good. As somebody who had that injury, I watched him because I know how uncomfortable it can be. When you get out there and start moving, and you're getting some contact and the pace of the game. So he looked good. He was aggressive. You can tell he was trying to find himself, and I thought he kind of did.
Damian, faced this Cavs team back-to-back next week at home. How much does it kind of encourage you to kind of get back out there, especially after a slow start, and show what you guys are capable of?
Well, I don't think we need to show what we're capable of. I think we know, and everybody knows what we're capable of. I just think we got to be that team consistently. We can't have it some nights, not have it other nights.